right. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is you're watching us. I want to say welcome officially to today's live session. Um, I really want to appreciate us for being a part of this streaming today. We are currently here live. Today being the 12th day of the month, August. It's a great day, and I really do hope we have as much as I am excited about the day, as we're going to probably be looking into what we have before us. There's so much we really need to address in the course of the session. I'm trying to confirm if everyone could hear my voice well enough. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please do make use of the comment section and let's drop a greetings or a greeting in the live room. Right. Interestingly, we're live also on YouTube, as we are on KuCoin, and for our folks on YouTube, you're so welcome, as well as our folks on KuCoin. You're welcome. I'm trying to understand what it is that is going on with our stream on on KuCoin. I mean, this is a very important today. Why? Because several events are really playing out right now as I'm talking in the market. Several things are really playing out. When I'm saying several things playing out, I really mean them for good. And you'd agree with me that for instance, having to get news that Harmony, one protocol, got exploited of billions of cryptocurrencies, about 4 billion one tokens, and of course several things happening. It calls for us to really take a pause and of course reflect about where we are right now in the crypto market. So yeah, we're going to be looking at what I've titled Harmony Hacked Robinhood. Harmony hacked, Robinhood tokenizes everything, and altcoin analysis today. It's going to be like a crypto news deep dive, and I really do hope that, oh my god, our network here is really glitching. Why is this glitch here? Oh boy. Hey. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of why the stream is like this. But again, this is what I think we just have to really pay attention to. All the same, let's just remain fixated on what, or the one thing we really want to ensure we kind of address, right? After all said and done, that's all that really matters. The kilobyte per second I'm getting here and the output is not it. I just have, I don't want to call it a very interesting day. Not, I mean, that's the way I would call it, not a bad day. Anyways, let's just take our eyes off the day and of course look at what we have right at the moment, so we can just pay our attention to why we're here really. So in a nutshell, I mean, I think I think we have to really dance around what these news updates are about while we do market analysis. And again, I'll be touching quickly on the review. Really? Okay, oh, wow. So I'll be touching briefly on the review. We literally have off the trade yesterday, right? By the way, guys, I might as well, if I see that the glitch we currently have in still remains, I might just as well try to reschedule this live session. Oh my god, this should just go better. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, I want us to not have a glitch because of this live session, but because I think I want us to, okay, yeah, I want us to have a seamless stream. Yeah, This is better for me. I prefer this, and thank God I'm having no reason to, yeah, to reschedule. Anyways, I want to say thank you guys for being here. Everyone who has been dropping emojis, as thank you for waiting up until we now have the best of whatever it is the network is giving. All right. So, David. So what's the market saying now for today? Bitcoin currently sees, yeah, Bitcoin went above 64K. Went above 64K, and the current pricing of Bitcoin, let me just give you a quick update so you all can just, be on the same page with me. 64,100 was where Bitcoin, rose above. And currently, and also Ethereum rose above $1,900. The same thing happened to BNB. It rose above $610. XRP went above $8. Right, all along like that. Just to help you all be in the same page, and of course to get you all with the exact pricings that I think we all need to have. Just a moment. The Bitcoin currently is Bitcoin currently is trading at $63,924, Ethereum $1,904, BNB $610.50, the next XRP $8.01, Solana 76.4, Tron $0.335, Hyperliquid $55, and of course the rests are right on your screen. I mean, I think we need to begin by looking at some very important news on CoinMarketCap, maybe, because this is going to be like a news deep dive. And of course, once we're done with looking at the whole news discourse, we're going to probably begin to sit around market analysis. I think that's very much important, right? Yeah, important because for every live session and every moment we get to do analysis, we need to see how we could take advantage of that. So once again, it's a good morning from here. Good morning, KuCoin. Good morning, our streamers. All of those of you who are streaming with us. Guys, what do we think was wrong with Harmony? What do you think went down wrong? I mean, I think I want also just quickly run down on the whole news, right? On a very quick note. And we can probably be checking what that's all about, because I mean I apparently saw the news on X this morning, and we discussing about that, right? Because interestingly, there's this particular on-chain, what do we call his name? Zach XBT, on-chain analyst and strategic recovery, digital. You definitely know Zach XBT. So what did Zach says? So essentially, Zach was like, all right, none of us should have anything to do with helping Harmony, for God's sake, recover their 4 billion one tokens. Well, the value of that one token will be known apparently, but of course, you could tell that already has a very negative impact on the market, right? Because overall, there is going to be a sentimental negative readings into all of those for the overall cryptocurrency market. And Harmony itself has just, dipped about 35%, below its previous days candle open, right? So this is where we are right now. Harmony exploit Ratos altcoins as Bitcoin owed nearly 64K before US inflation date. And by the way, I hope you are aware, today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, CPI Wednesday. You will remember when we mentioned about that on Monday, right? We're going to run down about all of those because this is important for us to be in agreement with what all of this news, is sort of hinting us about, so we can be well more positioned around how we could take advantage of the market, right? All right, so now that's quite clear. If you don't mind me, saying, everyone join us on YouTube. I'm saying GM, thank you for joining. Please drop a greeting, and of course, if you don't have your KuCoin account, there is a bot that's going to be engaging you all in the chat room. You could use that to sign up with the referral link. It's kind of important, Yeah. So let's get going. This is a story. The Harmony exploits sit at the center of this of the current risk of tone, acting as as immediate trigger for weakness across smaller cap tokens. Project level security incidents tend to eat sentiment fastest in the altcoin segment, where liquidity is thinner and confidence is more fragile. So, I mean, what this news is really pointing our attention to, maybe not so much of the detail. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna look at this because this is a part of the important news we've got to really pick out from watch.guru. We're gonna come right down here, but what I was going to say is this. The summary of this news is saying to us that I'm going to be in a very critical part of the overall altcoin market. Losing that much percentage, 35% deep, and having so bad news for today, just within the bearish market uncertainties, the CPI or interest rate updates from the US, and kind of having that industrial sentiment pulled off in the negative is gonna probably affect more of the altcoins, right? And that could definitely lead to much more cascading as regards a sell-off, right? So this is what this article is sort of covering, and is saying that news is like a trigger. And of course, no one is saying recovery will be done or not done, or maybe no one is saying it's just another theft that will go down the drain without any recovery. No one is saying there's not going to be a recovery. What everyone is saying is that this is not just a good news for the crypto market at this point in time, no matter how you want to read it, right? So, and if you don't mind me showing you some posts from on X, apologies, I'm not, I want you to look at, is it Bureau, or what's the name of this platform? Okay, let me just sort of read you guys through on Zach XBT's page. By the way, this is just this book. I sort of follow him on X, if you don't mind me sharing. I hope this is not against the system on ground, but I don't mean to. The reason I brought us here is for us to see that there was an actual article in question. Why will that statement be made from Zach? Why will Zach says no one should help Harmony in recovering their stolen funds? Is morality dying in cryptocurrency? But again, this is what you get right now. We're asking all exchanges to block, of course, and freeze funds and traces back to those 4 wallet addresses, right? And of course, that was Harmony making the post. Harmony Protocol did make that post today, in the early hours of today, for us here in West Africa. So you could see Zach responding, saying, I will not be tracking this incident, and I think no one should assist them. Of course, this is his post for free. Harmony took advantage of people who assisted during the $100 million Harmony bridge exploit by DPRK in 2022 and rewarded $0 for significant freezes, which led to LE's seizures, and simply said, good job. I don't know what you all guys are thinking about that. I would love to get your comment about this. If you're on YouTube or you're on KuCoin, let me know what you think. How do you feel if you had done a great job some 4 years ago and you only got, hey, good job, and you spent significant hours in diggings, researching, connecting dots, charting schematics, and being able to eventually place a pinpoint on where the thief is, and of course apprehend those thieves. In a sense, you only got to receive thank you, or let's say a good job, no reward, no payment whatsoever. And now the same person you had helped last time says, oh, you know what, I'm in a problem, I cannot need those who could help me right now. I don't know if it's a long way in making me know so much about what is up with morality in the entire ecosystem after all, right? I think that's primarily how to look at it, all the same. And so since that was the response from Zach, I think in a sense it could be said to be justified that they've now gone ahead to face their problems themselves without the help of anyone within what do you call that, without the help of anyone within the whole ecosystem. And I think that's not a good one, if I must be honest with us. it is not a good one, and what Harmony did in 2022 is not right. I'm not so sure if they're gonna probably apologize. I'm just thinking if that's very absolutely true, but it really looks like it is true, and that's it. So I don't know if we've got some questions or some responses from the Harmony community, and I think this is the best of time for them to really see how they can be intentional about saying we are building for the longer time. Let's keep our mouth where our money is. So let's be intentional with building and fostering unity across board in Web3. So, okay, fine. I mean, since we already understood what has gone wrong with Harmony, what then is a big deal with Robinhood? So I got this news over the night that Robinhood chain is releasing some free tokens. Well, you might not go check that out. By the way, it's not a financial advice, and it might just not be the best of things you want to really go check out. Anyways, and so I began to explore myself, Robinhood chain. That's something, right? So their gas fees are interesting, I must say, and several other things I got to realize. And of course, that brought me to knowing or noticing one or two things about this particular blockchain. So if you don't mind, I'll just do a simple search right here on coin market caps, Google search Robinhood chain. Let's look at the Robinhood chain. So we're gonna look into that, and of course see if we could find some I saw that news, and I mean, I think the whole idea of what Robinhood was doing is they are going to be tokenizing everything. I think I'm going to probably pull out this news just from the backlogs of my link that I've collated just before I got on this live session with y'all. So just wait a minute, let me just kind of pull this. So this is what I saw. It says Vlad 10F says, quote, Robinhood chain wants to tokenize anything I would have in my portfolio as a high net worth individual, starting with private companies and then art, collectibles, and real estate. This is what Robinhood literally wants to tokenize, and I want to see much more into all the story. If we can lay our hands on this. By the way, you could see this is Harmony. It's been down almost 40% in 24 hours. That's terrific. That's terrific, and that's not a good one, right? But I must just tell you that you don't be shocked. You shouldn't be shocked seeing something like this, as the bear market is really winding down. I told you guys, okay, maybe I'll tell you today. I'll show you the duration of days bear markets have always had in the past cycles. So in the 2022 cycle, in the 2018 bearish cycle, in the 2013 bearish cycle, how many days or how long did those bear markets last? Why? Because once we understand the duration of days, we can see the role of that in strategically positioning ourselves as this bear market wraps up. Right now, we're going to get back into that, but just for a moment, would you mind me quickly making my search and finishing that about Robinhood, right? I mean, I really wanted us to do that quickly. So that's going to probably help us big time. So let's look at Robinhood. By the way, I think I can actually pull this up on watcher.guru, as that could also be of help. Sorry. No. Yeah. So these are the top highlights from watcher.guru for the past 7 hours. President Trump considers lowering capital gains tax. $7 trillion manager fidelity to enable staking and quarterly cash payout for its spot Ethereum ETF. US inflation falls to 3.4%. That's seriously good for the dollar, and of course, maybe not so good for the Bitcoin market entirely. I'm going to come back to that, and I think that's the recent news we already currently have. I just want to check. I just want to check if we can really now see what we have regarding Robinhood. Okay, let me just do a simple search if watcher.guru have made any. So let me just do this right and pull up some interesting query output. Okay. Justin Robinhood says US users will soon be able to use AI agents to trade crypto. Fine. Robinhood crypto blockchain is great for memes. Fine. All right, so all of this says, can we get them? Okay, we can actually find them on this person's post. All right, Robinhood to launch crypto trading in the UK. Robinhood launches L2 blockchain Robinhood chain. That was on the 1st of July, just about a month ago. Robinhood to enable AI agent. All right, there's been several things Robinhood is doing, and I want to believe Robinhood is not robbing. But again, I think it's just speaking of how intentionally positioned this group of people are, and their exchanges, they are intentionally strategizing everything. And it's of course possible Robinhood brings back meme coins. We just can tell. We really can tell, I mean, I think this is practically one of the reasons why we just need to get ourselves informed with all of the, evolutionary things going on within the space. By the way, I haven't been able to find what I was looking for on the search. Yeah, Robinhood. Yeah, but again, I think we are able to, in an awesome way, gotten the most of what I think. Yeah, what I think we need to really get. I think we've gotten okay, so I mean, I think that's pretty much what we are. I'm probably going to stop, or in other words, I could actually just open Watch Guru, so we can actually see for ourselves what other news we've got here. So I think that's very much interesting and of course impactful, if you don't mind me saying that. One way or the other, actually make some search for. Make some search around some one of these random news on Robinhood. I think that's gonna probably help us also. So guys, this is where currently stuffs are. Yeah. So just a moment, please. It's currently loading. I get some, turn ups. I'm gonna probably share with us right now at kind of 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, guys, so what is the reality about the US interest rate dropping down to 3.4%? So we're gonna probably come back here while we're waiting for this and waiting for this to really come up right real quick. So what do we get? The news is already out. Apparently, I think y'all could tell. Yeah, the interest rate stays as 3.4% year-on-year interest rate. Essentially, you could see that the forecasted data for the core CPI month on month is what it is. Like every of the data remains the same. So and then continue the direction it already had initiated days ago. And again, if you need me to repreach this to you, I am doing that repreaching. That the CPI news is a very important news for the entire crypto market. But again, we just need to know how we can appropriate the truth about all of these news informations that we're giving out. But we were not given this news so you could be afraid. No, so you could be very much informed and make much more risk informed and objectively calculated decisions that potentially benefit your portfolios, right? I think that's we now have so much we really want to look into right now. I really do think. Okay, so we've made a quick rundown on what I think we're going to look into. Yeah, we've looked at Harmony, Robinhood, tokenizing, everything, because right now you could tell. Okay, fine. I think let's go to the Robinhood's page. If we cannot get anything here on Watcher.guru, let's get over to the page on X, and from there see how we could pivot quickly to finding so much about them on the internet from their own trading investment, and that's what you get. And the summary of this is you could see of late they've been intentional with giving retail investors closer seat to earlier stages investment. What happens when retail investors get a seat at the early stages of investment of company building? Robinhood Ventures Fund 2 is designed to provide exposure to a basket of tomorrow's promising companies, including companies from the YC. And I mean, I think that's not so bad. That's not bad. That's very great. But again, people need to really understand analysis for them to make much more better informed decisions. So, right, Robinhood is just going into every hood, I think, and I don't think they're going there to rob. And then, of course, who knows? Don't just let me be, and of course, share how I think about all of these, right? So, in other words, Robinhood is really being intentional and invasive, right? Going from place to place in several niches, from stocks to memes to cryptocurrencies, and giving a democratized access to several, you know, cryptocurrencies, right? I mean, that's very, very, very important. Look at this right now. Robinhood Ventures Fund 1, RVI, there's RV2, has invested $30 million in Whatnot as part of the company's $45 million Series G round. That's what you call intentionality. And again, we now they are in their chain, and several things that Robinhood is getting itself into. And so, what does that mean for cryptocurrency? What does this mean for Robinhood? What is meant for cryptocurrency is that there's almost nothing that is not going to be tokenized eventually, which again speaks of the extent to which we now have, real world assets. You know what I'm talking about right now? Exactly. So when you see Robinhood, chain and the tokenization revolution, it is bringing much deeper understanding of what ownership is all about. So Robinhood is pursuing and is pushing something deeper about on-chain finance with its own layer 2 blockchain, which is tokenizing reward assets, it's tokenizing 24/7, trading stock, right? And of course, that implies that for Ethereum, for decentralized finance, for TradFi or traditional finance, and the future of asset tokenization, there is a revolution. And of course, Robinhood is not just the one making such move in the old exchange, the old ecosystem. But again, who Robinhood are, or what Robinhood is. Robinhood has been around for years, and then you could tell this is an institution of finance now bringing its full weight behind, on chain and everything on chain. That tells you that at the long run, everything is definitely certified or guaranteed to absolutely go on chain. That's the way forward, and that's the fact. So, I think that's it. I don't know if anyone is having any question for me. I want to just be so sure about that just before I go into a analytical deep dive. Yeah, thank you for being here with me. Thanks. All right, so I'm not saying anyone say one or two things, right? And I would really love some persons to say one or two things, but then in the absence of none, I think we need to go check our trade. We're gonna be running down this analysis for a while right now, I think, and we are going to keep this on for, I don't know, 3 minutes or 10 minutes. How long the analysis is gonna probably be like or be for? Yeah. I think so. So let me just bring us guys to trading view. Sorry. So we're gonna look into some altcoins, like I did mention. Yeah, we would. Let's do it that way. Yeah. All right. What do you all think? We literally now add this trade. It really dropped quickly as of yesterday. I couldn't show us the other chart because it's not just price for this live on Bitcoin. Interestingly, and I'm using the word interestingly, humbly, interestingly running, right? Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I'm gonna run down on this after we've looked at Bitcoin. Right, so we're gonna look into Bitcoin quickly. Once we're done with that, we're gonna run down into our deep dive. I'm gonna take a short break right now. And I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, come on. This is the Bitcoin, bro. This is all Bitcoin did. I think it's gonna really drop really fast. What do y'all think Bitcoin's gonna probably do the next few seconds, right? I'm gonna be right back to check that out. What do you think is happening right here? Is this point gonna be broken, or this point's market's interest right above there? I mean, I think we need to come understand what the SMCs are saying. It's in agreement with what we have discussed. So definitely that implies that in a no distant time, Bitcoin is definitely going to be smashed below 62k per. We're going to come back to see that playing out in a moment of time. Thank you for hanging in really close. I'm going to be right back, taking a short break. Bye. To get myself hydrated, I'm going to be right back in less than 2 minutes. So please stay safe. I'm going to be right back. Thank you. All right, guys. So the break was quite necessary. I was feeling a bit sleepy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a long day overnight, and I think we just have to ensure whatever input we've got to give into it to ensure no one is missing out on the best of us. It is part of what we've got to do. Yeah, I think so. So let's look into the Bitcoin market and draw our analysis down for the day. So for the yesterday's daily candle close, we are starting with Bitcoin, then we pick one altcoin. You could give me a very easy pick. I think that's gonna be like very much easier for me, and I would appreciate that big time, like big time. So yesterday's candle closed bearish. The previous day's candle was bearish. I don't forget that because of this week, we knew, we said the market is going to be selling. That's like our forecast for the week. All right, not a big deal, but then we did say that. Why? Because, okay, now, before I go into the forecast explanation, continuation, let me help everyone who cares to know about what the market's, okay, fine. Let me use, please permit me to use this particular chart, BTC USD crypto, which is a universal chart anyways. So let me use crypto chart to show you guys that, because that captures from whenever Bitcoin had ever been in existence. So captured a very longer range. So this is crypto charts, more like trading views chart, right? So guys, don't be carried away by what you're seeing, blah blah blah. I just want us to calculate the number of days each bear market had. Don't mind me. I have these drawings kept there for reference reason. I want us to just look into the number of days. I think from this we could almost, okay, this is not giving us the number of days. Okay, fine. Let's begin from 20, just so we could understand what my thought process is before I get into much talk about the market analysis for today. To tell you that we are really switching bullish. I'm not joking. So I'm just gonna draw this from this particular day just to count days. So right, when exactly do you say Bitcoin market ends? I want to know when exactly it is for some of us. So let me know what makes a Bitcoin market, bearish market end for you. Maybe it is the moment it begins the major push. I think that's what it is for me, when there's an exhaustion after all. So beyond the consolidation. So when the market makes a very great dump like that, we know there will be a consolidation like you could see right now like this. I don't know if you all guys could see what I'm trying to, make sense out of. Once the market dumps like that, there'll be a consolidatory phase like this, then a final leg drop, then the push up. So essentially, this is where the bear market ends for me, and I'll show you that pattern over and over again as we continue the course of this live session. So let's count days. Mind you, this is a matter of weeks. Okay, let me use a daily candle. Oh boy. Let me just get back there so I could actually count precise number of days and not leave you all to assumptions, and you know what it is, right? I just want to get you all on real solid proofs so you could actually be able to fall back on certain references and say, yeah, you said this and we were able to verify. So I think that's a proof of true analyst, right? Yeah, no emotions. This is just facing things, with facts. So this is the duration from this point. This was, when was this? Yeah, June 2011, just about 2 years after Bitcoin got launched. So let's calculate number of days from here up until this point. All right, I think it gives me number of days. This is about 160 days, right? So if you say when was the point the market began to go up, essentially, I don't know if this is the point, but then I think I'm going to probably stop here. So what I've just calculated gives me an average of 160 days. So you could see 153 bars, 160 days. So for 2011 bear market, we had 160 days into the bearish markets. I'm not going to calculate the bullish market because that's not why I came. So we just stay on the same page and not keep ourselves stock. So I'm going to write this somewhere there and of course help our memory. So we have 2011. How many days? 160, right? Put that in mind. Then here is 2013, right? So from here up until this final drop point, right? This is the final drop point. You could tell that after this major consolidation, it has this final drop. So I would use this to mark this point out. So let's do the math or the calculation with, by the way, I'm using a mirror tool. It's somewhere on the left bar of your trading view app, which is what I'm using anyways. So when you mirror this, you get interestingly different timeline. This is 90 days or 89 days. So you have 88 bars, you have 89. So for 2013 bearish market, which of course is at a point where where the Bitcoin market hasn't gotten stable in regards to its cyclical, you know, pattern, right? When I'm saying cyclical, I'm referring to, kind of like a 3-4 years, bullish cycle. I mean, 3-4 years, Bitcoin halving that comes to indicate and give more signs around the bull and the bearish, market interplay. So 2013's bear market literally has at 89 days for its duration. So I mean, we already got that right now. And then of course the bull market went on. And so we can tell that the next one was the 20. Wait, what am I saying? That was not the bearish market for 20. This was all the bullish market. So this is the bearish market. That was wrong. 2013 bear market began in December. I think that's it. So let me just look right here and of course do the math. So yeah, this is where it ends. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. What I drew was not actually part of the whole thing. This is still a continuation, right? So let me draw the math and let's calculate how long it really took the market to, from here. We're drawing it all the way to this point. This is like the craziest, longest bear market ever recorded. We have 628 bars, 628 days. So this was 2018. In reality, it was the longest bearish market ever. I'm so sure of that. So 628, or let's just say 630 days. All right, from an approximate standpoint. Of course, that it went on and on from 2013 December, right, up until August. Now, taking of the month August, like I've told you guys how critical the month of August is. So you could see it was in the month of August of 2015, the bear market essentially ended, and we resumed a bullish market that went on for how many years from 2015. Take note of that. That's not part of the whole reason why we came here, but yeah, you could know that the bull market resumed from 2015 of August essentially, and that's after multiple back and forth and questioning around, is this the month how people could be at that time, right? It's been terribly down. Bitcoin is now currently at about $170 here in 2015 August from over 1,200. So that's like sort of a ridiculous dip, right? Yeah, but then that was the beginning point of the market return back to a new all-time high. So from August 2015, the Bitcoin market went all the way upwards, as you all could see, making a new all-time high. This was in the peak days of when the most OGs in crypto were brought on board into cryptocurrency. This is 2017. Bitcoin now is at $19,000. Anyways, the 2018 bear market is next, and which of course brought stability to the cyclical bearish moment that we were initially talking about. So if you're going to be asking me where exactly did this bearish market end, I think it's going to be like here. Why? Because we've had a very huge drop, consolidation, and then the final drop, right? So this is the point the market ended. I mean, the bearish market ended. And let's do the math. Don't forget 2013's bearish market, we recorded about 630 days, and now we're going to probably be recording this one. So this gave us, now don't forget, I also mentioned that we already are coming to a point in the Bitcoin market cycle where some sort of stability is now beginning to greet the whole market in a cyclical manner. So now this 2018's bear market gave how many days? 365 days, almost like a whole year. 2018 bearish market. So we have Bitcoin giving us 365 days in the bearish market, almost like a divided by 2 of the previous bearish market cycle of 2013, right? So you have 365 days. Now that's not just the interesting part. Take note of how consistent the cyclical pattern began to play out. I mean, you could go check this right from that point. Halving became a thing of consideration and of course inclusion to analyzing how the market plays out in days to come. But again, let's just fast forward from 2018. It's the next 4 years, isn't it? Yes, it is. From 2018 to 2022, because in the next 2 years the bull market ran all the way from December 2018 till the COVID 2020 all along, and 2021 we literally had a very long market. So from that month of October, sorry, we literally had the bear market resuming. So it was from that peak point of 68,700 or 69k essentially. That bigger market dumped till it got to the level I'm going to probably be marking also for you all guys to see. So what was the duration? I think we can actually use any of these days. So I'm just going to probably put it right here, right? Yeah, I'm just going to put it right there. So let's do the measurement. So from this point, you could count how many days. This is like 400 days, and if it's here, it's 380 days. Maybe let's use the last dip. I think this is going to probably help with others. That's the way we've been always consistent with all we've been trying to say. So let me use this particular point. Right, of course, that was the lowest the market got, and the market ever got anyway lower than that, and that makes our thesis way more consistent. So yeah, this is this. When you draw this right into that particular point, you see we have 380 days. All right, so for 2022, which is the next bearish market cycle, which is about the time we had FTX, filing for bankruptcy, we have the Bitcoin market or the crypto market going bearish for 380 days. Now let's go ask the big question. It's 4 years in already, and this is 2026, right? 4 years in, the bear market is expected to really indeed end 2026. Don't forget 2022, when the bear market ended essentially in the previous bearish cycle, and that was just about 4 years following the previous bearish market. And of course, 4 years in, 2022, 2026, we literally can say we are ending the bear market this year. I can tell you categorically. But then let's ask the golden question: how many days in are we from the peak of the bull run? So this is the peak, guys. I think you'll agree with me. And just let's do the math. Let's do it. Let's draw. How many days have we been in? So for the sake of ease, so I'm picking it from this peak point, right? It was on the 5th of October, right? And currently now this way we are. Bro, we are currently on day 311. I hope that works, just for clarity's sake. From the exact peak point, Bitcoin is currently on day 311. Meaning, so if you do the mathematics, we have 2022 bearish market. The number of days is 380. We have 2018 bear market, 365 days. Just taking all of what I'm saying right now, guys, it's very much important. And now, interestingly, for the 2026 bearish market, which essentially is definitely ending this particular year, you can agree with me, right, from all indications that that we're gonna probably be ending this very much soon, right? Bear market is gonna be ending very much soon. But then, if you're gonna probably be the average, so we have 380 for 2022, 365 for 2018. So 380 plus 365, right, divided by 2 for the for the median, right? So you have 372 days, right, as an average. So implying that, if we're gonna be looking at it from a lower band, which is the 365 days, we literally have just about 40-50 days, which implies that this month, into next month, the whole thing about the bearish market is going to come to a closure. Now, if that's very much clear, I think you wouldn't mind me coming right back right now to KuCoin, the charts where we are in, and of course the daily time frame analysis that we're going to be looking into right now. What does the daily candle says, and how does the market play out in all of this? I think this is what the daily candle really looks like. The bearish market here ended bearish, apparently closing as a sell. And we are currently at that consolidatory phase, so no one really knows where exactly the market wants to initiate a sell-off from. And all we're doing is just trying to play pretty much safe, right? That's how we can actually approach this old market and it's shenanigan, right? So, and that being the case, we can tell that fine, this high didn't take out this external range high, just as this low created a new external range low. You can agree with me right now. There was a break of market structure here, and since there was a break of market structure, the ones still in control of this market, at least for the interim, are the peers. There's nothing we could do about that right now. And so, if that is the case, I'm just going to be doing a very quick markup so we can all see what it is that the market is all pointing our attention to. What is it that the market is pointing our attention to? That we need to admit that the whole, ending of the bear market cannot be perfectly timed. One, two, whatever it is we're going to be doing intraday is not a conclusive and objectively certified view of the overall crypto market, right? Even if we're going to be taking a short now or a long now, right now we know we're already switching. We're at a switching point. We're at a transition point. I already said that right now. But then again, I'm just going to say this for the sake of those who want to really hear. If we get to take a short right now, that does not mean I think Bitcoin market is still overall bearish. It is just because we've found some, some analytical reasons to take the markets trade downwards. So this particular high is not higher than this particular. This particular lower high is not higher than this particular lower high, and the market currently is in this consolidatory phase. You can agree with me, right? Never gone above this point, right? And yeah, we currently have just been holding up right now. And when this market pushed, having so look at it. This was a lower low. This was a lower high. Apparently, if we're going to be climbing upwards from this point, we should push our height. The market seems to be having a resistance at this particular point. So it's more like it's stalling right there. Perhaps the liquidity is there. I cannot tell, because one of the interesting things about the market when it comes to playing these kind of games is that it could just do something like that and then come downwards. What do I mean? It just rises above the supposed or the said resistance, apparently because the market was forming a liquidity pool around that point. Which again is one reason why I keep saying everyone should be very much careful when it comes to trading the financial market. But then, what are the fact or news we have on our back? All right, we know that Michael Saylor has been selling Bitcoin of late. All right, we now could see there's an ARC harmony, right? Very important. And then we have a very great news, which is about Robinhood now tokenizing everything, which is great because funds are going to be flowing, and apparently the US interest rate remains at 3.4% yearly interest rate. And so, people are possibly going to be buying much more of cryptocurrencies. And I think it's about time for us to really evaluate how we want to position our trade at this point in time. So, don't mind me if I say let's come to the daily time frame, analyze market, and see what it is that the market is doing. So I can actually tell you for free that there are market liquidities resting below this point, which at some point in time, right, the market is going to take them all away. When? I can't tell, but I think we just need to look in very much well into the structure of market purview. So what does this structure look like? I don't know if you know so much about market structures than I possibly do, and I think that's going to probably be very much helpful for us to keep at where we are really headed right now. So right now, I think this is what I'm looking at. We have a rejection here. Why? Because the market tapped into this bullish order block. Right. Just to be clear, everyone could see that. So the market tapped in right here, and then it bought back up, right? Because liquidity here was taken. So let me know what y'all are thinking. I'm just wanting you guys to. All right. So guys, look at that. Yeah. So now when it tapped in right here, of course, it was a bullish tap. My expectation is this point should be taken out. So the market just slightly went to grab liquidity. They're not too sure what they want to do. But then this is where we are right now. All right. So I think liquidity here got, sort of quickly squashed or taken. Right. You could see that. And there's just drop down. So If I'm gonna be honest with you, what am I gonna do, David? I'm gonna see this candle close this way. It must close this way to tell me that this is a transitional conclusion on this market and a transactional conclusion that the market is bearish. So this candle is going to probably end when it began 1 p.m. It's going to probably end in 1 p.m. West Africa time. It's going to probably end 5 p.m. West Africa time. So implying that this candle might take another 1 hour and or 2 hours and 20 minutes for it to end. I'm not going to wait for that. Let's come to the 1 hour chart and of course look inwardly at what the market is. Um, right. All right. So okay. So I think this is it. We're still bearish until market proves us otherwise. And let me just say this for a fact. This point here for me, serves as a local protected law. Anything that makes the market exceed this particular point is a, for me, a proof that the market is not going bearish. So I'm going more lower, 30 minutes candle, to see if I could find a potential retracement following a break of structure. This is a nice rejection. Now, nice rejection. We have a bearish engulfing candle. You could see that, isn't it? Oh yes, you can. And beyond that, you could tell that the successive candles following that are interestingly bearish. So now I'm not so sure if we're going to probably have so much of a perfect retracement as I suppose, but going by the 5 minutes and of course lower time frame moves, this is what I think I currently have. For the sessional break into the market, and when we look at the market, when we look at the market on a sessional breakdown, I think so. Hmm, yeah, I think the London session, when did that begin? Today's 12th, right? This is about a transaction point for London. London essentially started here, so I can actually put in um yeah, I can put in an indicator. Let me just help us with that. So you can see the sessional breakdown. So London began around that point, right? You could see London literally has taken a very great buy upwards because Tokyo ranged, which is what I wanted us to really take note of. So this is it. Just for the sake of those who care to listen and of course understand what I'm trying to just drive at. So this is about Tokyo. Around 1 p.m. West Africa time, you have Tokyo. All right. Sorry. So you have that about Tokyo. I'm gonna probably change the rules. Just bear with me. Let's also do AMDs. Right. Ah, oh, is this color so good? Maybe not. So that is London. It's more like a manipulation, would you say? Well, I mean, it all depends on what everyone gets to say. So this is accumulation for Tokyo. I'm gonna write T for Tokyo or Asia. I think Asia session. I mean, what if I teach you? Probably just know that it's that session. Then you have London, and so what happened? So when there's accumulation, accordingly or allegedly, when there's accumulation, and there manipulation. I don't know if AMD, that's what they call it. What follows that is a distribution. So what essentially is a distribution is an outright reversal of the direction the manipulation had gone. All right, so this is a um perfect, you know, trading picture scenario. Okay. All right. So then, sorry. Yeah. All right. So distribution. All right, guys. This is what we think, and of course, distribution already seem to begin around at this point. Maybe it could go up. I cannot tell, but one thing looks likely. There might be something, like the market's doing something like that. And so this is the picture, right? This is the picture. So if you're gonna be asking me, what do you think, David? I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna probably say. I'm probably want to just do this two reward to risk ratio. Just that my stop loss should be perfectly right above that point, which is ridiculous. And looking at the 5 minute candle, I think this is for me a fair play. Now, this is how I think I'm gonna look at it. But hey, this is not financial advice. I have just made very much beautiful chroma and might not be the perfect representation of what the market is probably going to do, right? Just admit with me. So I would love to know if you've got any questions for me in the live session. But then again, this is my analysis on Bitcoin, which again helps me to see where and of course what the other markets are probably going to kind of do. Yeah. So let's see what do we have. Bruh, this is it. And if 5 minutes kind of smashing above 64K for again another time. All right. So what do you all guys think? We should risk a short on Bitcoin. But the trade we took on this other market, peeping. So peeping. It really took us out. I'm gonna probably say that to you guys. So nobody says I don't talk about the trade that goes south. So we had our stop loss 8. And if you're wondering, could you see enter PP? Well, it's sort of not a bad option. I think it's very much a great one in ways, but doing your own research is a way to go about, trading and of course interacting with the financial market. Say again, I think I want to just look into Bitcoin, taking a shot. Now we have some positions open on Bitcoin, but I'm gonna be putting on that one right now, right here, now, because of what I think market is. So, because I think if I could get, yeah, I'm gonna be out of place. Yeah, yeah. Not even financial advice, and I'm not saying you should go probably do this. Okay, but then I think I'm gonna hold this till it gets to 63. Yeah, you can actually drop below here, but then I think this is a perfect 6500. So let's see. All right, so let's just watch what we've got to do. Let's say right here, right now, right here, right. We're gonna probably stop taking our attention around what we have right on this place, if you don't mind me saying. So I think I'm gonna probably leave it this way. Let's go check some great yeah, let's go check some very great memes or altcoins. Let's look at Link. Let's analyze Link, and of course after this I'm gonna probably look if we've got questions, and if we don't, I'm probably gonna be waiting for. Yeah. So guys, USDT Link. Maybe we should have traded chain link. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. Anyways, we're looking for the perpetual trade. We're trading chain link. And don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, use the referral link you all are seeing on the page to make your trade. That's just a way to go about it. And so you could join access to our community and have free trade signals, right? Yeah, I think that's very great, very much important. Hmm. All right. Yeah. So what does Chainlink sim up looks like? Now you could tell this is like the lowest Chainlink had been in a long time. Apparently, the 2024, 2023, 2025 bull market, essentially which transitioned at the ending of that 2025, the bull market of that year didn't really make so much difference in Chainlink's price action. Like for instance, you could tell 2020, 2021, it was the lowest at that time was here, almost like the listing price on KuCoin. You could see $8.6 thereabouts. Right. And interestingly, would I say interestingly, terrifically, the market dropped below that point and the bear market of 2022. And now it rose never above the previous all-time high of $53, only got like $30. And from that point, it had nuked. And I'm saying nuke, it has. So the bear market literally began from that point, and right now Chainlink is been terribly down. 600 days. Now, which again tells why altcoins are likely to make some very crazy comebacks way faster and earlier than Bitcoin. So look at it. This is the lowest ever that the market got, $4, and this was in 2023, 2022, 2023, whichever one want to look at it. And this is where we currently are right now. It has really, broken below this really critical listing point bar once again. See that? This is a point. Let me sort of make you guys see clearly. It broke below now. It's now going right above. The daily candle here is signaling something interesting. I think so. It's signaling something interesting. And I mean, I wouldn't want you to be carried away by whatever it is you had me say about the market. So look at this and of course understand that this is a triangular pattern playing, right? On Chainlink, what does a triangular pattern looks like? It looks like the market is sort of forming a, did you call it a bullish flag or bearish flag? I don't know what those flags really are, but my interest is this is a rising triangular pattern, right? Clearly enough, it is a rising triangular pattern. And if anyone is waiting for confirmation, it might just be me waiting for, let's see if it's going to probably break above that point and make some very interesting push to the upside. What do you all think is going to happen to Chainlink? My guess is simply because of the fact that if you look closely enough, right, you would see, right, that Chainlink currently has closed yesterday's candle with a huge bullish candle. Huge. This is it. This is 5% daily candle closure. Whereas Bitcoin went, look at that. Bitcoin went how many percent down? Don't forget we're on this short trade together. We're still on the short. I'm going to come back. Don't forget we made this call. Okay. Don't forget this short is just somewhere right below here. If you get right there, we're jumping out. So let me just do 1 day. So you could see what happened to Bitcoin on the daily time frame, guys. It was how many percent dump? It was like a 2% dip. That was Bitcoin, for God's sake. So if Bitcoin could go that low, and then Chainlink on the other end, went that high in percentage, then you could understand that Link is really taking some very serious decisions right now. And I think you need to focus on Chainlink. I'm gonna probably drop this somewhere around in my, note box, so I don't miss out on this because I think Chainlink, well, is preparing for a major recovery. Something like that's going to probably happen. So even if it drops shortly, look forward to catch the buy. Look forward to catch the buy. I mean, I think this is one of the important discourse we've had, and I think it's sort of kind of great that we are having this discourse. I think so. I mean, I think so. Could be wrong, but then I think so. So, yeah. So for me, this is the low that sponsored the high. I would probably be looking at taking a long, even if Link drops 7%. It still doesn't spoil markets. I mean, just gonna probably look for how I could position around taking the buy on Link, right? So that's my current take on chain link analysis. A precise point of buy. I mean, I'm suspecting this market might actually not retrace this much, and I'm suspecting that, you know, yeah, I'm really highly suspecting. So I'm probably gonna be seeing when Bitcoin is gonna close this low today and see where exactly. Maybe I'm gonna probably take it long. I'm gonna probably risk this particular the low. Let's do it this way. This is my take. Big entry on this we already did. We'll bring back those triangles. So what do you see? This is a low, but I used to still believe that. So yeah, this is the supposed low, the market intake, but then this is a momentary low, and then this is an induced low. So, and if you're going to check this on Elliott wave, you could tell that Elliott wave played out right here nicely. I can easily pull in an RSI indicator to just confirm that, because I will definitely see bearish divergence somewhere around the top. Bearish divergence. You know, I said that right before it came up. So you could see that went up right around that point. And of course, you see this. Of course, confirming that indeed we are seeing a bearish divergence. Elliott wave is playing out right nicely there. There's a wave 1 to 5, you know, of Elliott nicely being respected. They're affirming that there is something about the bigger market. I mean, about the link markets, right? That is worthy of note. Apologies, I began my analysis learning with Elliott wave, so I understand a bit of that. So what this means is there's gonna be like an ABC correction, definitely priced into this market. Right, something like this. So if you're gonna be asking me, what do you think you want to do, right? I'm gonna probably say Elliott will dump quickly to this point, about 2%, right? I don't know when that's gonna probably be, and that will be a good buy point. Sorry, I'm gonna probably wrap this off soon. Yeah. So I mean, Elon should. Let me not say Elon will. I mean, Chainlink. Was I saying Elon? I mean, Chainlink should come like that point. And if it comes there, someone can really make a risky long. But then I think there is almost no point for doing that, which is where I wanted to take my first level of long. Put the stop loss right above there and target just about. Yeah, I think this is good. And so just somewhere around that. And I think the next level of long for me will be here. I'm probably be considering somewhere here because it's an inflection point. The market sold from this point. You could see it dropped and then it bought from that point. So it's an inflection point for me. I'm going to consider that point for a buy. And I'm also going to be drawing this. Yeah, so you could see that. And of course, this is the low. Anyway, it could be either stop loss. That point is fair. I think this point is really fair enough. I think that you know, settles or maybe solves the puzzle of what I was gonna probably explain on you guys. So this is my analysis of Chainlink. I hope this answers everyone's question. I think Chainlink is gonna probably so when you now bring this to the broader perspective of the 4-hour chart and of course other bigger, you know, time frames and that other bigger, you know, way of analyzing the market that we've explained, everything still agrees, right? When you now begin to draw the triangular pattern. All right. Then that. All right. So you could see that what we're still saying is, right, whichever way Elliott will present an opportunity. I mean, the market will present an opportunity, Chainlink for us to buy at $8.44 with the stop loss seated at about $8.28. Not a financial advice, and I think that's all I've got to say. Right, this is a trade we currently have, and we're taking this. What do you call this? Yeah, this New York session trade right now, today, the 12th of August 2026, and I want to appreciate you all for joining. Right, I want to believe you guys are following. We're taking this trade right, doing these talks, and of course, making all of this discourse with you guys watching. I want to say thank you. It's a new hourly candle open right now. I think it's very much important that you appropriate all of these um, lessons and you don't miss out on any of the things we are getting to share. I would love to appreciate you all for following. Please, if you're following or you're watching, do well to give us a following, right? That's gonna be like super, 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 super great. Right, super great. Thanks, thanks, thanks. I think I'm gonna be calling it a wrap right now. Maybe I should wait for this market to really smash take profit. What do you think? Take profit is right here. Hmm. So let's watch that play out, right? In real time, in real time. Yeah, is I think at this point you could move your stop loss to somewhere around here, 63,889 if you took that trade with us. Don't leave for the market what you got from me. It's the market is brutal, and in a sense, you just can't be gentle. So why is this chain link chart looking like this? I'm gonna probably load it up again. All right, let's now load this one that we had opened the other time again. All right, why is this not loading? Why? All right, guys, bro, you see that? It's almost there. We're almost there right now. I think at this point, I'm just probably gonna be jumping out if you don't mind me saying. But then I think it could actually smash. We just have a few more seconds left, and I don't know if I should actually still wait because I think this is not a bad point to really say thank you, market. I'm going out, right? I think it isn't. All right, we're getting closer, right? I think this is very much beautiful. Oh, thank you, Jesus. All right, guys, I think we're getting closer. It's just one more push. One more push. One more push. Come on. It's almost there. If you're watching this, do it to give us a follow. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Look out for our next live stream tomorrow. It's going to be about 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. West Africa time. Almost about the same time, roughly. Tomorrow's going to be probably a long day for me a little bit. And I would still come live. Why wouldn't you be there? And do well to ensure you've signed up on KuCoin so you could actually keep having cool coins. Think about that. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. Just one touch, one touch, one touch, one more touch. This liquidity must be taken out. I mean, should be taken out. Let me not say must. By the way, hope you guys have put your stop loss for a definite point where you know the market's not going to probably knock you out. So, which is at 63.8. Oh boy, come on. Oh my god, what is going on? Just need the 5 minutes come to do the magic. That liquidity there is priced in, but I don't know what is really happening right here. It just need to drop really quick. Oh boy. Okay. I'm thinking I should book the profit, but then I don't want us to be ridiculous. I haven't waited this much, but it's not ridiculous. It's about being protective and for capital because the profit now is also part of your principal. And this is how you go about reacting to the market in real time. You're not there to play games. Just wanting to wait right now to have real emotions shared with you all when it comes to closing a particular market trade. Right. So we have just about some few percentage drop for us to close this. Just someone drop 63,500. Wow. and then it's gonna probably smash the profit ourselves for itself for us. It's almost there. Oh, come on. Sometimes this is a very temptuous phase. I'm already thinking I should. One of the things I do at this point is I close half of the market. I do that, right? And I let the remaining half give me the satisfaction that I really waited for the take profit, right? And I think that's one of the ways that we can actually also deploy, right? We're almost there right now. 63,500 is really happening, right? Now, it's taking our liquidity out quickly. Come on, do so. Take out London low. This is a low of London, right? I think I'm gonna probably jump out myself. I'm not gonna probably to the market to do it for me. I'm out, guys. I'm out. I mean, I'm just out. That's one of the ways to just be honorable. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun. That's one of the ways to be honorable. I know it's gonna probably drop way more lower. I mean, I'm not so sure if I had this well stated. I think I also did share this on my Telegram community for friends, but again, not a big deal for y'all. Just a way to tell them to come join us on KuCoin live streaming. All right, in 5 minutes, I'm just gonna probably fall. Okay. Don't be. Oh boy, see what I'm saying? So if you haven't left this trade, I'm gonna probably tell you to do. Bro. By the way, you could actually take profit. I'm just waiting. I've taken one of this trade closure, but I'm just trying to close something right now, and it's sort of. But then, good for all who took this trade. If you took this trade, let me know in the comment section. If you're on KuCoin, so good, so good to watch this really happen real in real life, real in real. Good. All right, that is well done. That's a well done job. Can all right, I think we just better need to close this trade right now because I don't know what the market is reacting to. I think I want us to jump out of this trade. Yeah. I'm out entirely, guys. I'm gonna wait for the next move of the market, and I'm gonna tell you what that is about tomorrow. So don't miss out on that. So let's wait and see. Of course, I think the market could actually push way more down, but then I think it's just best for us not to be an explainer to all the market is going to probably do, but then be a disciplined trader in all we are going to be doing. This is how trade is being done, right? It already smashed liquidity, which is that one already, which is my concern for saying, let me just jump out. I know it could actually distribute all the way down here, and of course, way lower, but we live to fight what days. All right, let me check if I've got some, comments in the live room saying, I took the trade with you. It's kind of good you made this call. Thank you. Looking forward to joining you for tomorrow's live session. I want to see y'all make some comment about that on YouTube or on KuCoin if you are watching right here with us on KuCoin. All right. All right. Okay. All right. I mean, I cannot see so many persons' comments. So I'm gonna probably say that's it. We're gonna meet tomorrow, right? Thank you very much for coming. I want to appreciate you all, and I want to say thank you for sticking with me. So, in a quick wrap, we've discussed in earnest, our money being hacked, Robinhood tokenizing everything, altcoin analysis, crypto news deep dive. We gave us some bit of talks on how Harmony is facing a major security incident after an unauthorized minting of billions of one tokens happened. All right, putting renewed attention on blockchain security, token supply, and investor risk. So, Robinhood chain, tokenizing everything as a layer 2 blockchain, tokenizing 24/7 stock, tokenizing, companies and several other things. it's already speaking of the future that it's really here, right? And we did analyze Chainlink, Bitcoin, given a analytic view of what we are expecting to play out as regard the market. So I mean, I think this is all there is want to really discuss at this point in time. And I think tomorrow, which again is going to be like the Thursday, not too much market news, but tomorrow will be a very interesting deep dive where we look for not only to analyze the market. According to plan, we are going to, let's see, yeah, we're going to do some specific token research and, of course, post some trading education. One way or the other, right? I think that's it. So for the oil market is really going upwards. Not so much about the ongoing US-Iran war. I think we've really covered so much of what we're expecting to cover. If you're watching, this is your time to actually sign up and trade on KuCoin. I'm going to be seeing you some other time again. Tomorrow is the day, and don't forget to be here. Peace out. Thank you for coming. And again, David is my name. KuCoin is the platform. Let's trade on this platform. Bye. Thank you.